I thought I'd just do a quick video on the 3-point polar alignment that is a plugin in N.I.N.A for a couple of reasons. One is I've watched a lot of videos and seeing how people can just hit the play button and it automatically slews to 3 different points, and then it shows you what your error is and you do your corrections from there. I, however, cannot seem to get this to work. Sometimes it will slew to the first sort of point, and then it does an image, and then it says it can't plate solve, and then it doesn't slew after that, and it takes another image and says it can't plate solve. And it's just, I've tried it on multiple nights, I've pointed it in different directions, and it's never worked. The other night I was trying it out, and I worked out that you can go and use the I guess the manual method, which involves just moving a slider across to manual in the plugin, and then you have to slew it yourself with the hand controller. That works very well, and I was able to carry out my 3-point polar alignment. So, as I said, the video is in part to see if I can get any ideas as to how, from anybody who can perhaps tell me what I'm doing wrong and why I can't get it to do the slewing to the 3 points automatically. And the other reason for doing the video is if there's anybody else having these problems, you can actually use the manual method, and it works extremely well. So here's hoping this guys will clear a bit more, or clear enough that I can actually run through this polar alignment process. Okay, so it's kind of clear. I'm not sure, there's probably some high cloud. But as you can see, I am pointing the telescope straight into the wall of the house, and that is roughly in the direction of south. And I've tucked around the corner here because of the wind. And so this is why I wanted to do the 3-point polar alignment. So you can see the telescope here. There's the roof. You cannot see at all any sky. So if we come down to N.I.N.A, and we'll just have a look down here, and I'll get it all set up with the 3-point polar aligning. Okay, so I'm in N.I.N.A, and everything's connected, and what I have is I've got the 3-point polar alignment tab here. You can get the plugins if you go into the plugin section here. If you've got the nightly builds, I don't think it's in the stable build, but and you can find the 3-point polar alignment and install it into N.I.N.A. And then on the imaging tab, you can have a little tab here which shows you what's happening when you're going to start the 3-point polar alignment. Now this is, there's a beetle decided to make an appearance, we'll get rid of him. So it starts off in manual mode is off, and then you've got your direction east is on. These are all the default settings. Now if I hit start, what will happen is it will take, what I've done is if you have a look here, I've slewed the telescope away from the house, because if I hit start, what will happen is it will just rotate but still point at the house. So I've had to point it at a clear bit of sky. And what I'm going to do is there's a little tab here which says, where are we? Start from current position, and we'll put that as on. Okay, and I'm going to hit start. So it goes ahead and it captures the first image, which is fine. And but then we come to here, as you can see, it did not move at all to a second point. And so it'll come down here and it will capture the image, but it'll be exactly the same image. And it says moving to next point, but it never moves. And then you can see I've got these errors here where it says it didn't move. And I have this weird thing called set minus quotation mark is an invalid value. The value range is, and it's got the time and date, which is quite odd. So I don't really know what's going on here. So for me, I can't get it to work. Of course, it tells me my total error is massive, which is not what I'm trying to achieve. Now I'm hoping it'll stop this time, because sometimes it doesn't stop. Okay, it stopped that time, great. So I'll be interested to know if anybody has any ideas on how to get this to do its automatic slowing. What I have found is if I go over to this where it says manual mode and click that across to on, then what I can do is I can tell it to start, and it will take an image, and then it's done that. Now it says move the mount along the RA axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my hand controller here, on here. I'm going to go back to the menu, and I'm just going to move it. And as I move this, you'll see the values change on here. Hang on, I've got to go back. So let's get back here. Sorry, hard to do both at the same time. There we go. Okay, and it's going to slew it across a bit, and you'll see the numbers say it's increasing, and then stop, and it says it's moved enough. So it takes another capture point. And that is successfully plate solved. So then it asked me to move it another 10 degrees. So with the hand controller, I'm just going to move it, and you'll see the numbers click up, and it says it's moved enough, stop rotation, and it'll take another one. And then it should calculate my total error. Once it's captured, it's a 10-second exposure. Solving, and there it is, there's my total error. So that works. And then of course I can go across and I can just adjust the knobs on the mount here to get my polar alignment down as close to, well, 0 as possible, but you never get that close. So yeah, you can do it manually. It works perfectly fine doing it manually, but I just cannot get it to work by automatically moving the mount, and I'm just wondering if anybody has any ideas. I thought maybe it was something to do with the iOptron commander, but I've spoken to Joe Navarra from joe'sastrophoto.com, and he's had his CEM 120 successfully automatically move. I don't think it's a northern versus southern hemisphere thing, because I think people in the southern hemisphere are getting it to work okay, but yeah, I'm just not sure. Anyway, if anybody is having similar problems getting it working, try the manual method. It's very easy, it's very quick, and it works fine. Anyway, I'll go and make a few little adjustments to the mount to get this total error down as best as I can. I'll just stop the video while I do that. Okay, so I've made my adjustments. I've got myself down to a total error of 24 seconds. Varying a little bit, but probably the wind, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, time to tighten everything up and maybe try some imaging. So as you can see from the video, I managed to get the 3-point polar alignment to work perfectly fine using the so-called manual method. And the only real difference between the manual and the automatic method is the fact that you have to slew it sort of 10 degrees yourself. Otherwise, everything else is automatic, the plate solving, the calculating the error, etc. But I am curious to know as to why I can't get it to work sort of in that automatic mode. Why it can't plate solve when I use this so-called automatic method, but it plate solves perfectly fine if I flick the slider to manual. It's a bit of a mystery to me. So look, if there's any helpful comments or thoughts, please put them in the comments below. And for anybody else having similar difficulties getting it to work automatically like I am, hopefully this may help you to resolve that, at least in part, by using the manual method, which is, you know, pretty quick, pretty easy, and seems to work fine. Anyway, I'll wrap this video up and we'll see you in the next one.